So everyone has heard this lady, and she's really, really on the mic, and she was like, this country is our country, and she said immigrants built it. This, and I know a lot of people aren't going to want to hear what I have to say, but this type of rhetoric on the microphone is not going to help. It's not going to help. It's not going to help anything because, first of all, it's TPS. And the department, I believe it's the Department of Homeland Security, that decides on this, a lot of what's going on, as well as the president. Okay? So, this type of rhetoric is not going to help the situation when you get on a mic and say that you built the country, which is absolutely false. No one on TPS built the country. Okay? we're not, no one on TPS built the country. We're not getting ready to do this. No. Okay? It was white American old stock. It was ethnic black Americans. And it was the indigenous. Everything was set up prior to it is please don't, the rhetoric really upsets people when you say that you give credit to yourselves for building a country that was built here. The country was able to give protections to those coming over. That means that the country was already built so well that it's able to assist. So how on the flip do you come to a country and say that you built it when it's the one assisting you? That's the thing. So that kind of rhetoric, that wasn't anything to say on the mic. That wasn't anything to say on the mic. I know a lot of people ain't gonna that ain't what you want to say on the mic when you're in that position. Okay? When you're in that position, it does not help anything. Instead of getting on the microphone and delivering that type of speech, it's better to deliver facts.
That's being placed. Hey, what's up, y'all? I just want to say I don't appreciate the finger wagging and the all-out guilt trip that's being placed on Black Americans because we aren't out fighting for temporary protected status to, be reinstated for Haiti. It is ridiculous. I've been watching videos on this shit, and people are literally, saying we should be ashamed of ourselves for having an opinion about this, and that we are, full of hate for having an opinion about our own immigration policy, as if we can't have a say-so in it. And if it's not in support of Haitians or whomever else, will be impacted, because I'm sure that a lot of these extensions are going to be met with termination. It was never intended for it to be permanent. It's temporary. And I think the one for Haiti was for the earthquake in 2010. And then it got met with extension after extension through different administrations. So I don't, what's the issue? And then even just saying it's temporary. Yes, it is temporary. Guys, grow up. This is getting ridiculous. Like, we are being asked to ignore, obvious truths regarding our own immigration policy and lack thereof, quite frankly, because any and everybody got to do whatever they wanted with it. So, some correction has to happen with that policy. It's out of control. But I don't appreciate I just don't appreciate the whole guilt trip thing. I think that's ridiculous. Who stands up with us? Who stands up with us? Haitians haven't been very nice to us. Not the Black Americans. We've been, talked down upon by not just Haitians, but other Caribbean groups and Africans and, Asians every group got smoke with us, but we deep, and we the people of this land. We got an opinion on stuff. We can have an opinion, guys. And furthermore, we didn't stop the TPS status. It was terminated and upheld by the highest court in the land. So what's the issue with Black Americans? Once again, I'm getting really disgusted by the disrespect. We do everything for everybody. We give everything too much to our own damn detriment. Like, are you guys serious right now? You know, y'all gotta grow up. You gotta grow up. And there's nothing wrong with the status ending. It happens. We're not going over to, if it happened to me in another country, I'm going home. Again, it was for an earthquake. Okay? It wasn't for the, unstable conditions that are there. But wouldn't one want to go and correct those things for at minimum, for the women and children of the country? Get the gangs out of the government, have some true civic engagement with folks. I don't know. I don't have the problem. That was not why temporary protected status was granted. It's getting out of control now, It's been a loophole. And then you got people turning around saying they built, like a Haitian lady, we built America. Where? What are you talking about? My ancestors built America. What are you talking about? Even the white tea boy can't say nothing on that. We built it. And they wouldn't even be over here if it wasn't for the Immigration Act. They wouldn't even be here even to have this mouth. I'm getting tired of it. I guess that's why I'm just...
Y'all can't stand Black Americans, but once again, that birthright citizenship that we got from that 14th Amendment, it's kicking in to save y'all from being taken away, the majority of you. And you know what? You're welcome. Even though y'all never are going to say thank you, y'all are going to continue to pile on us. You're going to continue to try to displace us and continue to say, oh, we're lazy, we're this, we're that. You're the ones who built America. If it wasn't for us and getting that 14th Amendment after slavery, y'all wouldn't have that to fall back on to be able to come to this country. That's the honest truth that nobody wants to say. And right now, where they're doing deportations and they're continuing to go after certain communities to make you leave America, where once I would have had a lot of compassion and wanted to be in the fight with you, based on how y'all have been treating us as foundational Black Americans, descendants of chattel slavery, my grace and compassion quotient is at an all-time low. And right now, I only have the capacity to worry about my own community. I wish everybody well. Nobody deserves to have their family split up and taken away. As Black Americans, we know what that feels like. But at the same time, y'all have to take some accountability for how we got here and how things are the way that they are. Because when you have a chance to form a coalition, you choose not to. You choose to continue to paint us as less than all of you, when if it was not for the sacrifices of Black Americans, we wouldn't have the rights in the country that we have now. So in light of these new Supreme Court decisions, that's something y'all need to sit with, something you need to interrogate, and you need to figure out what you're going to be doing in your own communities, because right now, our ancestors have told us to sit down, and that's what we are going to continue to do.
Now, this is where things get very interesting, because for years, Black Americans have been watching the interviews, watching the local news, watching the social media clips, watching the disrespect, watching people criticize Black Americans, mock Black Americans' identity, question their history, and then turn around when trouble comes and suddenly start talking about unity. But now, many Black Americans are saying one thing: we are staying out of it. And after the latest TPS development involving Haitians, that refusal to get involved is impossible to ignore.
What's your problem? You realize that you treat your slave masters that have enslaved you for centuries better than you're now treating the Haitians. Why are you so mad at them? Because they came here and they work hard to achieve the things that they have, while you sat on the farewell welfare system because your grandmother, mama, and everybody else was brought up on it. The people, just want to know.
So sis went on a really hostile rant in her full clip, which was almost 5 minutes. I only took like a little bit of that segment because that's really the gist of what she's trying to say. But let me just respond very quickly. I understand that you're emotional. I understand that this is a tough situation to be in. I understand that there's probably some people making trolling comments and saying things that are inappropriate. But this concept that Black Americans are just living on welfare is just a fallacy. I mean, I just looked up Google, and 53% of Haitians are living on a major government assistance program to this very day. So we're 50% of our population is not on welfare, right? So, I'm not really sure where this jealousy is that you think that we have for you, and that goes for any migrant population. I don't really know. You don't have anything that we want. You don't have anything that we can't get. Okay. If you really want to flex, then the real flex will be fixing your country. The real flex will be, since you have your own plot of land that is really for you, to actually fix that and actually make that into a paradise for you and your people, right? The real flex is not leaving your shit and then coming to somebody else's shit and trying to make a life in somebody else's shit that was already built up and is already set up for you to succeed in whatever way you see fit. Okay, that's not really a flex. We're at home. This is our home. So whatever the hell we choose to do while in our home is really our business. Okay, you are a guest over here. So let's just make that very abundantly clear. We don't have a reason to look at you with envy. Okay, no reason at all. None of you that come over here, especially all of y'all that's coming over here from these third world countries, you do not have anything that we want or that we need. Okay, so I don't know why y'all keep trying to address us. You're the one who is perpetuating white supremacy by using talking points to basically say that Black Americans are all just living off of welfare. Y'all act like we just got taken over here, dropped off, and just been lazy, kicking up with our feet up, with the government taking care of us for the last 400 years. Like we've done absolutely nothing for 400 years. Y'all act like we're trust fund babies that are just benefiting from a mammy and a pappy. I mean, let's be for real, sis. If you was really that hard working, would your country be fucked up like that? Would your country be full of garbage and trash where nobody seems to give a shit about what it looks like? I mean, at the very least, if you're going to blame the West for all of your downfalls and all of your problems, if you're going to say that it's the West's fault, at the very least, you could try to take care of it by picking up the garbage off of the ground. Instead of just trashing everything, but, whatever.
I keep seeing all these videos of Haitian people saying, oh, I don't agree with that Haitian woman, but I also don't agree with Black Americans saying all Haitians are dirty and bringing up what's going on in Haiti and saying that we eat dirt cookies. And I just feel like it works both ways. And when we were young in grade school, y'all used to call us Haitians.
Here is the major development. On June 25th, 2026, ruled 6-3 in a case involving TPS, clearing the way for Trump and administration termination decisions affecting Haitians and Syrians to proceed. And this is a massive issue because TPS is not just some meaningless piece of paper. For eligible people, TPS can provide protection from removal and authorization to work while the designation remains in effect. So when the protection ends, the consequences can be life-changing. And for hundreds of thousands of Haitians, the uncertainty is very real. But here is where the conversation gets uncomfortable. Some people appear to expect Black Americans to automatically show up, to protest, to defend, to organize, to speak out, to join another coalition, to stand in solidarity. But many Black Americans are asking a very simple question. Why is unity always demanded after the crisis begins? Because according to many Black Americans online, they have not forgotten what they had before this moment. And that memory is shaping the reaction now. So there have been viral clips and online discussions in which individuals identified as Haitians have been accused of making insulting comments about Black Americans, comments describing Black Americans in disregarding ways, comments questioning Black Americans' identity, comments suggesting that Black Americans have no country to return to, and even arguments implying that we Haitians, we have Haiti, but where would Black Americans go? Now, I want to be very clear. Those individuals do not represent every Haitian person. That distinction matters. But the problem is, when insulting statements circulate publicly, people remember them. And Black Americans have always been paying attention. Black Americans have receipts. They remember the interviews. They remember viral posts. They remember being told they have no culture. They remember being told they have no country. They remember being criticized as lazy. They remember being stereotyped. They remember being treated as though their only purpose is to show up wherever another group faces political pressure. And now that TPS has become one of major crises for Haitian communities, some Black Americans are responding. Handle your battles. We will handle ours. So in this case, unity requires mutual respect before a crisis, not just support during one. Many Black Americans feel that past criticism makes sudden calls for solidarity hard to accept. Trust and real alliances must be built ahead of time. Haitian families are facing serious uncertainty and their situation deserves compassion. But recognizing hardship does not automatically mean taking on political responsibility. That difference is central to this debate. So many Black Americans are saying they can understand the struggle without joining the movement. They reject forced unity and question expectation of automatic support. The shift is challenging long-held assumptions. So this moment reflects a broader change in coalition politics. Black Americans are asking what they gain from these alliances and where support was before. Their stance is clear: no hostility, but no automatic involvement. Now, this question is yours, guys. Should Black Americans stand with Haitians, TPS holders, or focus on their own communities? Share your thoughts in the comment section below and kindly remember to keep it respectful. If you want more breakdowns like this, hit the subscribe button and join our family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.